All right, 8 minutes now after the hour. The other big story is happening in Chicago or around the country when it comes to ICE. There was activity in Chicago yesterday. Federal agents, you see them on Sunday because they had word about illegal immigrant criminals, the worst first, and they're going to scoop them off the streets without any cooperation, obviously, in that sanctuary city. And I'm pretty amazed that the Chicago mayor continues to make ICE as the bad guys. It's a beautiful Sunday, but and we know about operations that are happening in downtown Chicago. We're monitoring it. You're monitoring law enforcement scooping up illegal immigrants in your city, many of which were littered in 2 years ago, were littered in your airports, disturbing everyday life, and you were complaining about. Now guys have come, and women have come to save the day. And again, no hesitation about the mayor vilifying those men in uniform.
There were at least 50 protesters at an ICE processing center in Broadview, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago. 11 violent rioters were arrested outside of the detention center. 2 guns were taken from the rioters who were against the fence at the ICE facility. Yep. And the investigation into some sort of an explosive device found near the ICE Chicago detention facility. And this is the same place last week. 16 were arrested at the facility.
So there's 2 elements to the story. Obviously, the legal aspect. If y'all remember, during the height of the crisis, I went in on the ground, and they were taking over the schools, taking over the health centers that they had shut down in the city, and the rival gangs were warring with each other with the illegal gangs that were in the town. You also have a major crime problem, guns within Chicago, illegally in Chicago as well. So I just don't understand why the mayor, I know the residents want more help. You need a presence of law enforcement there, not just for the illegals that are criminal migrants within the country, but the actual criminals that are out there on the day-to-day basis that are residents that are shooting up the block.
So there's 2 things. Get the illegal immigrants off the street, many of which the rival gangs, TDA is rivaling with our American gangs. I know it's insane, but it's happening. Number 2 is, do you realize by pushing back and resisting President Trump's effort to crack down on the city, they're pushing back on the FBI and for ATF that would help them with investigations. So, for example, when you come in, they don't follow up on the 911 calls. It takes forever to the point where people don't do it. They say, hey, Mr. President, help me out for free. The FBI would go in there. They'd start picking up and investigating these cases, moving forward on the shoplifting, everything else that's going on, and begin to get a hold of that city and make it safe again. Hey, I have news for you, Mayor. You'll benefit from it come Election Day because people say my life is better. But they are too into politics.
First, it was L.A., Donald Trump sending National Guard. Then it was D.C. He announced Memphis, and now he's sending them to Portland, Oregon. The president wrote on Truth Social on Saturday, at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, I am directing Secretary of War Pete Hegseth to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa and other domestic terrorists.
So if you guys have been following Fox for a while, you know that Portland is a hotbed for Antifa. They allowed them to have that chop zone in that area. People died as a result of that. They set things on fire for years now. You would think that the leaders there would want the help because this has been a growing problem. The residents don't like it at all, but they're angry. Watch.
I communicated directly to President Trump that intervention was not necessary in Portland. The members of the Oregon National Guard are Oregonians, they are our neighbors, they are our friends, they have day jobs, they have lives that are now being upended by the President of the United States. This is a waste of taxpayer money, and we're going to stand together to fight back on this.
I've been able to watch that portrait and courage that is our governor as she speaks to President Trump, and she's giving him leadership lessons, which is what we need so badly right now. She says, Mr. Trump, troops are for those to protect us from our foreign enemies, not Portland, Oregon.
Portland is a mess. You guys are responsible. And when help comes out, you're going to make the bad guys the federal agents, but they're sending 200 National Guards to take over Portland. Portland is now suing back. But these protesters with their nose rings and purple hair are causing havoc in front of federal buildings. That is the reason you call them the National Guard. And you're a national joke. Nobody wants to live there anymore. Nobody works there anymore. The president's there to help. I just hope the administration does a good job letting everybody know what their objective is. It's not to hurt Democrats. It's to help a city.
Also, there's this demonization that's happening with the people that are doing these arrests. By the way, if you notice, there's a lot of Border Patrol out there in all of these locations. Over 50% of the Border Patrol is Hispanic. So you're saying that they hate their own, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's not factual at all. And with the temperature being so high, with them targeting ICE facilities and all that, you would think that the elected officials would want to bring the temperature down since there's assassinations going on right now.
Look, if you're not doing anything wrong, why are you worried about it? They're just going in, they're taking the violent criminals off the streets that are here illegally. And they broke the law. They've continued to commit crimes. That's why they have records and rap sheets. And they're just trying to clean up these cities. It worked in Washington, D.C.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.